Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
And good morning to you. It is Coffee and time now on ON Radio. It's Friday morning, March 22nd. Thanks for joining us today. My name's Joe Callahan. With me at the coffee and table, we'll say good morning to Melissa Murray. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Dave Richards is here as well, coming in into his usual sitting in place chair over there. There
I
he is
am.
now. Good morning to you there, Dave.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
I'll make a note of it. Thank you. Yes.
All right.
How to get my new Chan's commercial.
Oh, it's all ready to go?
Yes, we'll be hearing it later on the show.
Well, try doing this because the first segment of Coffee In is sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
He remembered this
How about
week.
that?
What do you know?
I remembered as soon as you left the room. Oh, now what do I do?
Oh, no.
So what's going on at the Chamber, Dave?
Well, the list of stuff just keeps on going here. At the Chamber, next Tuesday, the legislative reception, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Yes, you could be there along with all your Chamber friends, meeting people like Melissa Murray,
That's right.
Bob Phillips, Steve Casey, Roger Pickard. Who
And
else?
many
John
more.
Brian, maybe.
And many more.
and yes, is he coming, Manny Moore? Uh-huh. He represents Central Falls?
Yes.
It's just a joke,
you
folks.
can't say that anymore, Dave. It's not politically correct.
Thank you. And then coming up in April, and you think April, yeah, April's coming up a week from Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
here
right.
before you know it.
Finally.
And on a week, a week from Tuesday, will be April 2nd, and that's the Human Resources Roundtable. Employer workforce programs, opportunities and resources available to small businesses, helping you understand just what kind of torturous laws that they've passed to make your life miserable.
That's better, Dave. not keep going.
I'm talking about the employers, aren't I? Talking about the employers. See, Kano just got another thing in. Oh, by the way, you got to pay people that not feel like coming in and you know, family leave and all the rest of this stuff. It just passed yesterday.
Yes, it passed last year as well.
Yeah. So,
It's for
and they'll keep passing it until it hurts.
yeah. It's for new parents and family members, and it outlines who
Hey.
what it means.
Okay.
Family members to take care of loved ones that are sick.
Look, I understand.
Keep going.
I understand. I've taken care of people who are sick. We've had babies, we've raised kids, stuff like that. Believe me, you better get to work because you need the money. I'm telling you, you don't need time off. You need to go to work.
Moms
and make some money.
do need time off, but I will point out that currently it's 6 weeks, and
You know what happened? You know what happened to this place if I just took 6 weeks off?
Party.
well, you can't. No,
Don't give
no,
me
we wouldn't.
you can't.
No, we wouldn't, Joe.
Oh, I know.
So
but-
I'll just say this.
So we have a baby, and well, just for the sake of the conversation, you have a baby.
No,
and Joe
no,
has a
no,
baby.
no.
No, I'm just saying, all within a month of each other, and we're all gone at the same time. You have any idea what this does to small business? Now you're passing rules for CVS and Amica and stuff like that, but they apply to us too. Give us a break. Thank you. Moving along.
Back to the Chamber.
Statewide Business After Hours is coming up on April 24th, and wonderful things coming up even after that. The Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce is also interested in advocacy because they have advocacy in action. They'll actually take those, like the Senate Labor Committee passed the family leave bill, and so then what's coming up this week? The Commerce Committee is doing another bill related to commercial law and related, this. They actually write it out for you, so you don't have to go pouring through the tomes down in Providence, so that you get an idea of what's going on down in the legislature. Things that, if you're making a budget and you don't know that next year it's going to cost you twice as much to do your payroll, Well, gee whiz, guess whose budget is no good anymore? And guess what happens next? It's called layoffs, and like that. So anyway, you got to know these things, and I want to make sure that I get across to you the Chamber of Commerce. No matter whether you have a big business, small business, I think it's even more important if you have a small business to become a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And of course, they always make it worth your while. The return on investment's always there. Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Call them after 9 o'clock this morning at 334-1000. Joe, take it away, please.
All right,
If I hold on to this much longer, I'm going to get steamed.
All right. Well, a couple of events that took place yesterday in the state of Rhode Island. Not really good events. It looks like we have an apparent murder-suicide down in Warwick, where the young child was found, and then the adult was found. And they are saying the adult had the self-inflicted gunshot wound. And I don't think they've said what the age of the child was yet, have they? I haven't.
Well, he
heard,
was going to preschool.
All right, so it's small. No, and they do say small child. So that investigation is still ongoing. Frawley Street, I'm not sure where that is in the city of Warwick, but that investigation is going on. And then they pulled a body from the Providence River in East Providence.
Right, that was an elderly man, I think.
Yeah, pulled around 7:15. Several feet of water. No identification has been made yet, and medical examiner still working on an autopsy on that.
Yeah. Don't know if it was related to the silver alert from a couple of days ago. Not sure.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
I just saw it on when I was driving.
Was the silver alert from East Providence? Do you remember?
No, I don't recall. It just said, the make and model of the car, the license plate.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much all they put up.
All right. You want a good story then, Melissa?
Yes, that would be
Please.
great. That would be great.
Always good. A good man and his dog story. It
Aw.
started off bad, but worked out okay.
Okay.
And I guess the dog fell down the cliff at Beavertail State Park in
Oh, no.
Jamestown. So the man climbs down to get his dog. Didn't think it through. I don't know how to get back up.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe he did think it through and it just, the plan didn't work out the way he thought it would. But, here's where cell phones come in good use.
Right.
Yes.
Someone please come get me. So, they had to call the fire department. And,
It's just like TV.
yep, we lowered
went
the
down
ropes
ropes
down.
from a helicopter, and they got him,
wrap you
plucked
up.
him right out there. The dog,
Hang on to the
dog
dog.
came out unscathed. It didn't say anything about the man,
Oh, really?
but the dog was
No.
not hurt.
Neither the man or dog was hurt. So there you go.
And now the big story
The
on
dog had
this.
no comment.
The big
That's
story on this.
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, the dog didn't say anything. Not even thank you.
The big story on this is on Monday.
Yeah.
On Monday, a law will be introduced by a Democrat in the Rhode Island legislature mandating cell phones on dog collars.
So the dog can hit it.
So the
with his
dog can
paw.
call for his own rescue
Help. Woof, woof, woof.
and protect the owner.
As long as the GPS signal stays on the phone, they'll know exactly where to go to get them.
There
They
you
do
go.
have those for dogs, the GPS.
In the collar?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I was
They do.
joking.
How does it get activated? Or is it just activated all the
Oh,
time?
no. You're just
Yeah,
talking about trackers.
it's just trackers.
I'm saying
Yeah.
cell phones.
Yeah.
You're going to have the
Yes,
cell
yeah.
phone so you can call for help.
Well, they probably have something like that where you can talk to your dog through it. I'm sure it exists. If you can think it exists.
Okay.
Would that have to be an iPhone? Chuck Schumer says Apple's got got a monopoly. And
Well,
I said I had
let's
an
put it
Android
to
for
a
years.
Let's put it to a vote.
Yeah.
Around the coffee and table. Now, you can say all you want about Apple and stuff like that. Basically, Apple is when you take Microsoft and Apple, Microsoft wanted to rule the world. Apple just wanted to make the world comfortable. That was its original intention, both companies. And so Apple actually developed stuff that Microsoft didn't develop and Microsoft stole afterwards, like a USB connection.
All right.
It was invented by Apple. They make better equipment. They have really forward-thinking things. And, of course, they won the respect of billions when they refused to unlock a phone by remote control because the cops asked them to, because they said, no, we made a promise. We made a promise, and we're not going to do that. So they won the respect of billions by doing something like that. Now, you do all of this stuff. Obviously, when you get as big as Apple, you're going to have a target on your back, and somebody's not going to like it. And somebody in Redmond, Washington's going to slip a few bucks to people in Congress to make some waves. We got it. That's what happens on planet Earth. All right. But now let's put it to a poll. Melissa has hers out. All right. Last August, Joe and me and the fabulous Denise and Melissa, we all switched from Android phones to iPhones on the company plan. All right? Is this phone better than what you used to have?
100%.
Well, slightly. Yeah, it's better.
Oh, except for the calendar app. I don't like that. So I installed the
Well, that's an
Microsoft
app.
Calendar. Right.
I'm
right.
talking hardware here.
Yeah. Once you get used to it, but it's like anything, you know. Like I was an Android person my whole life, so I'm just
Me
like,
too.
So was I.
So it was a little bit of a learning curve, but no, it was absolutely better.
It was tough. It was a tough decision, but we needed
Yeah.
to do it, and we
We're
needed
all
to
like,
coordinate
I
so
don't
that
know.
we needed to coordinate so that the staff could be sure that we were on the same playing field with each other.
Yeah.
Should there be an emergency or something like that, we were all assured of being able to contact each other. And I felt that was important for the company, so we sponsored this whole plan. And I can tell you that I'm not going to spend my money on an Android device again. As much as I begrudged the whole thing and really wasn't on board with switching over to an Apple iPhone.
Same.
The fact is that I think it's a better piece of goods.
Yeah, I'm a convert now too.
What I found was the world.
And that's what you get the market share for.
Yeah, the world when they're making things for phones, the world makes sure it works on an iPhone first,
Really?
and then we make sure, not make sure. Then we'll tackle the Android. And I found this out when I went to Disney World a couple of years ago,
Is that so?
trying to get through the lines, and just scan your phone and like that, and it was working with my Android until it wasn't.
Okay.
And
Update
and
time.
I said I go, well, scan this, keep scanning it. Now the line's forming behind me. I go, well, it worked back at the beginning. Then you got to scan it again before you get on the ride. And they said, is this an iPhone? And I said, no, it's not. They said, there lies the rub.
Right.
It works
because
really
you have
well.
a Google operating system and
Yeah.
Google updates it and doesn't tell you.
It doesn't, yeah. But they said it works really well on an iPhone and not so great with the Android. So that's what I mean by the world makes it work for an iPhone first.
I'm not sure I'm on board with that
No.
comment. I know that you have the experience
am,
for that,
yeah.
but what I think was really happening is that iPhone makes sure their stuff works first,
Okay.
and the others are,
But do they have a monopoly? I don't think so. You can still get an Android if you want to.
See, the sad thing you learn when you grow up and become an adult is that the best system doesn't always prevail. Let's go
Right.
back. Let's go back several decades to videotape.
Yeah.
Sony
The Beta
had
was better.
the best.
Yeah.
Beta was a clearer picture, best everything, absolutely best everything. Matsushita, made them for Panasonic, and they had a different strategy. They were only in it to make money. They didn't care about quality, and so they had to do something that was different than Sony, so they didn't get sued. They made, I know what it is. You can only do like an hour and a half on a beta tape. Let's make a 6-hour tape, and it's much bigger and heavier than the beta tapes are, and we'll run at slower speeds, and the picture will look like manure. But we got a 6-hour tape, and they only got an hour and a half tape. So you want to put that marathon from cable TV on your tape, then you're going to want our system. And then the other thing was that Sony would not license other companies to manufacture the machines. They said, we're a manufacturer. Why would we let someone else make money and manufacture what we manufacture, and then we couldn't keep the quality the way we want it? But Matsushita says, anybody want to buy rights to run to manufacture a VHS machine? Everybody did it.
And you know what
And
industry?
the junk just kept pouring out into the marketplace. But in the end, the VHS tape prevailed in the marketplace, even though it wasn't quality.
But you know what industry propelled them to the top?
I'm sorry, what was that?
what industry helped propel VHS over Beta?
I don't know where you're going with the question. I'm not sure what I'm trying to remember.
The adult film industry.
Oh,
You could
I
you
heard
could-
about that.
You could put them on VHS cheaper and sell them cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
And so people flocked to it, and and Beta just went away.
That was never a factor for me, Joe.
I understand that. That was a factor that propelled the two. Okay, VHS is way up here,
Right.
way at the top. Okay, well, we got to take a break.
Yeah.
So we need another message, Dave, from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Well, we went way too far with the last one, so let's just keep it short and sweet. 334-1000, call after 9 this morning. Find out how the Chamber can help you.
All right, 766-1240 for comments and questions to the Coffee and Panel.
This is Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group, 765-8880, with some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends, lasting for days, weeks, and months or longer, are gone. Sometimes trends last only part of a day before changing direction. Investing is not an activity for those who cannot take the time to study and see each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest your money the same way I invest for myself. Carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So call me, Ed Carew, at 765-8880 right here in Woonsocket. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, folks, it's time to talk about Chan's for just a minute here. Tonight at Chan's, we have, this whole weekend, Joe. You're going to love it.
Who's there?
You should bring your sleeping bag because tonight, Friday the 22nd, Peach Eaters, Allman Brothers Tribute. All right, 8 p.m. tonight, 25 ahead of time, 30 at the door, best Allman Brothers experience. Then tomorrow night, Danny Klein's Full House. You know Danny.
Jake, well, I've met him.
Yes, right. Yeah, 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Jake Giles band.
Right. It's going to be rainy tomorrow, so bring your umbrella. Or maybe don't bring the umbrella. It's also going to be extremely windy, so no need in destroying an umbrella just like that. You'll dry off. The umbrella will be broken forever. So 8 o'clock and 25 ahead of time, 30 at the door. Party to the music of the Jay Giles Band and more with good old DK, as his friends call him. Right, Joe?
Yeah.
And the talented Full House Band. That's tomorrow night. And by the way, tonight, if you're not into peach eaters, maybe you have an allergy or something, we have karaoke in the lounge from 9 to midnight with WRIK Oldies. Takeout 765-1900, delivery 762-1364. All the great specials, 32 special combo dinners, delicious and reasonably priced, and all your favorites at Chan's, 267 Main Street, Woonsocket.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
WOON, Woonsocket Radio, ON, AM, and FM.
It's Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray.
Certainly is,
and
Ollie.
Dave Richards. So, Warwick says, Costco, thanks, but no thanks. Well, actually,
No,
Costco did it the other
Costco
way
said
around.
that to Warwick.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
said we took a look
We
at the
need a
Christmas,
bigger place than the Christmas tree
look at the
shop. Give
Christmas
me a
tree
break.
shop says too small. We got to go
Yeah.
someplace else. Cranston and Smithfield.
There was
say
another
theirs.
place
They
in
still want
Warwick.
'em.
There's another place in Warwick that Costco said, yeah, that would work, but there's a deed restriction on
Yeah.
it.
So
No, not interested in deed restrictions. No, thank
Right.
you.
So they leave the city of Warwick. So maybe Cranston, maybe Smithfield. They're still interested.
They're still licking their chops
Yeah,
down
yeah.
at Smithfield. Look at all the room we got, and we're right next to the interstate.
Any room in Woonsocket?
It doesn't matter. We don't have the road system.
True.
There's a place in the industrial park if they
Yeah.
wanted to do that, but they're not
Oh,
going
they
to.
wouldn't go up there.
No.
There's
Right.
no
All the
sign. You can't
all
see
the
it from the highway.
all the
Right.
prime places have been taken at Dowling Village.
Yeah. Well, that's no Smithfield, though.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
okay,
thinking
yeah.
in
Right.
Woonsocket.
Right.
Well, speaking of Dowling Village, new Japanese restaurant is coming over there.
Yeah,
Have you seen them
yeah.
working where Denny's used to be?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know it was a Japanese restaurant. I saw that they were tearing off the facade.
There's a Japanese restaurant in Smithfield, and I forget the name of it right now, but it's this will be his second location. when
Okay,
they-
it's
when
not
they
a
open up.
chain, but I know they have an existing.
No, but they got an existing place in
I heard it was very
Smithfield.
good.
Well, if you like Japanese food.
Yeah, I do.
And so that's really the second one
really-
coming. That Fuji place on Diamond Road has opened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another Japanese
Yep.
steakhouse. So.
That's not the sort of food that the fabulous Denise goes for. She likes to, what she likes, and that's okay. But I don't get a chance to be adventurous like that, and I really don't know what a Japanese steakhouse serves. I imagine it's steak, but what's the
How do they-
difference?
how do they
'Cause
serve
all
it?
I know
Yeah.
about Japanese food is sushi, and sushi. I'm saying, okay, fine, no, thank you.
Sushi's not cooked, so
Right?
I love
yeah.
sushi.
do you?
You know,
Yeah.
some people like that, and it's great. I don't yuck anybody else's yum, but it doesn't sound appetizing to me. So anyway, that's it. It'd be kind of interesting to try those places out. Yeah, everybody likes to try them out once, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So I just keep looking at, as I'm cruising down 146, I take a look over at, and I noticed that like a week ago, hey, the whole facade at Denny's is gone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, something's coming. So good.
Wow. And I think that was the biggest doggone tragedy.
Denny's
That,
closing?
yeah, that franchisee from Connecticut. Mm-hmm. Joe, we've been to Denny's before.
Yeah.
And when we're traveling, we see a Denny's, and if it's time to eat, they get consideration. Mm-hmm. Of course, it depends on what else is around, too. But we've gone, and when we were in Las Vegas, which I'm going to be next month, there's a Denny's not far from where we stay, and we've gone there for breakfast. Denny's can be a good restaurant. That franchisee couldn't run a Denny's. It was awful there.
I think I ate there once.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Only once.
Yeah.
We gave it 3 tries.
Oh, wow. All
and
right.
and it got
That's
worse
generous.
each time.
Yeah.
And there are just some people shouldn't be in the restaurant business.
Consistency
or
is
shouldn't-
important.
Well,
That's
yeah.
why you have the brand. That's
Yeah.
like when you're saying, "Oh, I travel," and I know that's one of my considerations because you know what you're going to get and presumably the quality of food and you're going to like it and there's going to be things right. That's what consistency is all about. And if you're not consistent, then
But it wasn't run by Denny's. It was a franchise.
Franchisee
yeah,
owner.
right.
And somebody
right.
from Connecticut had it. We tried to talk to them and say, hey, listen, you really should be doing it this way. Your local trade's not going to go for this. And guess what? The local trade didn't go for it. The numbers weren't there. Shut it down.
I just thought maybe
And
it
it's a
was
shame that happens.
I just thought maybe it was the location because you really couldn't see it going north.
No, that's a gorgeous location for a restaurant. Gorgeous.
But you can't see it driving north.
Doesn't matter.
It ends up
Can't-
being
yeah,
behind
you're right.
you.
But
Doesn't matter. It's on the sign in front of you.
But you can't see it when you're coming up 146A
But
north.
on the sign it says Lowe's and Walmart.
well, yeah,
and
okay. It
Denny's.
on the
It
other
did- it did
side,
say
it
it
does.
there.
But yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, there was plenty of signage going both ways. Good professional signage.
I hope they make it. I hope they.
Well, yeah.
I hope they do well. And yeah,
So Dave and I stopped at a Denny's, and we were traveling to Illinois. We stopped in Ohio, and I said, "Hey, Dave, take a look at that in the parking lot. There was a RIPTA bus
what?
that they had sold
Yeah.
to some bus organization in Ohio. They hadn't scraped off everything yet, and you could still clearly see the wave and the words RIPTA on the side of the bus in Ohio.
But
Hey, look at that.
when it pulled away, did it say "bus is turning"?
no,
Because that's the way you really know.
It was an older RIPTA bus. I don't think it had that in there. So they've had a little fun with me saying our my governor's stronger than your governor, Joe, because federal disaster was declared in Rhode Island. Maura Healey tried to do it in Massachusetts, and they said no.
Yeah, I know.
But we get it here in Rhode Island from the storms that hit back in December and January. Widespread flooding, property damage across the state.
It was
Kent,
bad.
Providence, and Washington counties can now access federal funding to aid in recovery. And I'm thinking right over the line, I'm literally right over the line in North
Yeah.
Attleboro, who got hit pretty hard as well.
Yes,
and
they did.
And they don't get anything.
Right.
It's like, wow.
Well,
yeah.
it's fun to joke about that, but people are still hurting. That's not so
Right.
cool.
Well, that's
and
true.
this weekend, by the way, up north in the ski areas, they're talking a foot of snow.
A lot of
Down
snow.
here, the numbers that just came in this morning at 5 a.m., 2 to 4 inches of rain.
Ay.
That's a lot of rain in anybody's book when it comes down in a 24-hour period. And you could see some flooding on Sunday. The
Yes.
flood watch is up for Saturday night, ending Sunday morning. I believe it'll be extended Sunday morning. So just keep that in mind. That if you're in an area that doesn't get flooded, just watch because you just might. And if you're in an area that does get flooded, start filling up the sandbags now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because 2 to 4 inches is very difficult because the ground is still somewhat frozen. It can't all go down into the ground.
Not yet. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Looks like an American airline flight up in Logan had to turn around after they quickly took off.
Oh, yeah.
They were
the
heading to
bird.
Philadelphia. They think they hit a bird.
I thought I
It's
tore a putty tag.
a suspected bird strike.
Oh.
Well, it can't be positive on this, but they said
Well,
better-
they'll be
gonna get
positive when
stuck
they
in
bring
it.
it into the garage and open up
gets
the
sucked
engine.
into the engine.
Oh, yeah.
So they immediately turn around. The aircraft is taken out of service. Of course, now the passengers who are completely inconvenienced, they have to be rebooked
Right.
on another plane. The only thing I came close to that one time, I was on an airplane and we got out to the runway where we were actually going to take off, and they said, "Sorry, we have to go back to the terminal."
Get de-iced again?
No, one of the food carts, they called it a food cart. I think it was the drink cart, wasn't properly secured, so they had to go back to the terminal, find the union guy that does this
Oh,
we
gosh.
just couldn't have the flight attendant do it, who took the little hook and went click, and then we could turn around and go back out. I mean, it was a good half hour wasted. These planes don't drive really quickly on the tarmac.
Demarcation.
And then it get back out in line again and take off. I'm like, we had to go back because the union guy had to do it.
You want to know the first thing I thought of when they said they had a suspected bird strike and they went
was
back to
that?
Boston? Well, it must have happened very close to Boston.
Yeah. So, they could turn around.
it was of less. But I'm telling you that these jet engines are. I mean, you wouldn't believe what gets sucked into these jet engines. You just wouldn't believe it. Denise's brother works at Pratt and Whitney. I guess he's about to retire from Pratt all his life, and he's gone up the ranks and the quality control and stuff like that. There's pictures I've seen at family gatherings of her brother throwing frozen turkeys into an operating jet engine
See if the engine can handle it.
to see if the engine breaks down or continues operating.
Wow.
That's an awesome job.
Now, right. Now you could say a bird strike. Okay, fine. There's feathers and everything else. This turkey didn't have feathers on it.
No.
But it
block
was
of ice, though.
it was something that you would see at a store or something like that, and it was frozen. And you say to yourself, what's going to cause more damage?
Probably-
A live flying bird or a frozen turkey?
probably frozen.
Yeah. And he throw it in there when the thing is throttled up to full speed, got his little earmuffs
yeah.
on and his protective glasses and everything else like that. And he's throwing them in there, and the engine survives and continues operating.
Maybe that simulates 3 or 4 live birds getting sucked into the
Well,
engine at
they're trying to go over the top
Yeah.
to be sure that there's no scenario that's going to be worse, less worse than this.
Rich Elaine has joined us at the coffee and table. Good morning
The
to you there,
rooster's
Rich.
here.
Hey, good morning.
It's a frozen rooster. It's really cold out today.
I'd love that job.
I know. I was thinking too.
I'm sitting here
Thinking
going,
about
man.
were you thinking about all the things that you would
yeah.
throw in there?
Let's see, what
Because
would I
was.
want to do? Do I want to work in corrections or throw frozen turkeys at the jet engines?
Best job ever.
That would be
Of
funny
course,
to
that
read
was-
on a resume.
That was only part of his job.
Yeah, of course, of course.
All right, we're going to take another break here in the Coffee and program. Take a look at the weather forecast right now, being brought to you
Want me to read
by.
that for you?
Here you go. It's brought to
I
you
feel
by
magnanimous.
Unbound.org.
The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for our area for 2 to 4 inches of rain. The watch extends from Saturday morning to Sunday morning. Sunny skies today with a high of 42 and a breeze from the west. Tonight, overnight low of 32 with a slight chance of snow between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. and then switching over to a rain and snow mix, mostly cloudy skies. Little or no snow accumulation is expected overnight. Saturday's weather, rain, mainly after 7 a.m., high of 50 degrees. Winds from the south turning blustery, up over 40 miles per hour. New precipitation amounts of 1 to 2 inches of rain possible on Saturday. Saturday night, rain continues. Rain could be heavy at times Overnight low of 29 degrees, blustery with wind gusts over 40 miles an hour again. 100% chance of rain and new precipitation amounts on Saturday night, another 1 to 2 inches possible. Sunday's weather, partly sunny with a high of 42 and a north wind. Monday, partly sunny and 42. Tuesday, sunshine and 44. Wednesday, a 50% chance of showers, cloudy skies and 48. And on Thursday, mostly cloudy skies and 52. Thank you, Me. Presently outside our Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio here at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. I can't see the thermometer, so I'll consult my associate.
29.
29 degrees, up from our overnight low of 22. You know, friends, that girl in Kenya who dreamed of becoming a doctor has been helped. The elder in Guatemala who wanted to become part of a community has been helped. But there are far more people out there waiting for your assistance. Reach out and change the world of another human being, and we guarantee it will change your own. We've seen it many times. Read more at unbound.org. You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate. And we want to congratulate Kara Benjamin and Celeste Benjamin. Their agency, of course, now twice as big as it was before, and they have brought in some very lovely Spanish-speaking ladies who are agents there at the agency. In fact, we want to congratulate them for expanding into the De Todo Un Poco program, our Spanish program on Thursday nights, where they're sponsoring that now, and we got a chance to meet the ladies and listen to them speak their Spanish language and talk to that portion of our community. And congratulations to the Benjamin Agency.
Hi, this is Steve Peluso, owner of Peluso Precision Automotive in Mendon. Since 2017, Peluso Precision Automotive has been your destination for auto care, transmissions, and general classic car repair. I've had a passion for classic cars since I was born, and I started hanging around a gas station when I was 7 years old. Plus, I have more than 40 years of experience repairing the classics. So if you have a 53 Bel Air, or a 67 Mustang, or a 71 Dodge, and it needs servicing, bring it to Peluso Precision Automotive, 93 Blackstone Street in Mendon. Peluso Precision Automotive is your vintage car specialist, so give us a call at 508-478-8900. And remember the number, it's 508-478-8900.
It's Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Rich Lane, Melissa Murray, Dave Richards. And this portion of Coffee Ann is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspapers. And Dave wants to tell you about the Valley Breeze.
We've got a lot to say, so I'm going to talk really fast, folks. All right. I have in my hands the Cumberland Lincoln edition of the Valley Breeze, clearing the way for the future. They have a picture of the old Diamond Hill Park Ski Lodge building hole in the ground.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the building's not there anymore. And a little picture right there for you, plus a story, of course. The Cumberland Town Charter recommendations will go to the Town Council for review. Ethan Shorey has the story there. Over in Lincoln, Sophia Barr is reporting the Adopt-A-Spot is set to resume. I guess it stopped during the pandemic. And volunteers are needed to clean cemeteries in Cumberland as well. Let's put that down for a moment and pick up the... oh, look at this. Inside your Valley Breeze is an Easter coloring book.
Oh,
A
boy.
picture of eggs that you can color and a nice friendly looking bunny and stuff like that.
No,
And of course,
the
the
bunny
Let's
looks
Eat segment as well is
Dave,
also.
that bunny looks kind of mean.
No. He's cuddling an Easter egg.
Oh, all right.
All right. So that's not bad over
He
there.
looked like he was scowling.
Let's take a look at the Woonsocket, North Smithfield, and Blackstone edition of the Valley Breeze. And we have seniors Owen Boisvert and Adam O'Neill standing in front of the display of bowls made by North Smithfield High School honor students to raise money for the New Beginnings Soup Kitchen here in Woonsocket. The Empty Bowl Full Soul Project, it was called. Bella Peltier mentions that it's slow going so far, and the early going for the online fundraiser, the GoFundMe, to maintain the Woonsocket YMCA pool. And then the North Smithfield counselors, oh, this is a story. Oh, my goodness me. In North Smithfield, Bella Peltier is talking about the tension-filled debates in North Smithfield, where during Monday's town council meeting, council members blocked payments of town bills, traditionally just a formality, citing discomfort with the information provided to them, particularly critiquing the work of the finance director, Mr. St. Ange. Councilors Doug Ossier, Paulette Hamilton, and Council President Kim Alves, three councilors often at odds with Town Administrator Paul Zwolensky and his staff, voted against accepting bill payments. Read all about it in the Valley Breeze. And Bella also points out from Monday night's Woonsocket City Council meeting, the report from Steve D'Agostino that gravel sales are $1.5 million, but it's going to cost a little more to redo Cass Park than that.
A little.
But the interesting thing is they have another source of money, and so they're still not going to go to the taxpayers to cough up money to redo Cass Park. And that's pretty cool right there. Read all about it in the Breeze. Now, I have a couple of other things to point out. If you go to page 8 of the Woonsocket North Smithfield and Blackstone one, you get, and you better get it now because this is the last one, game card number 4. Player alert, Radio Squares, game card number 4 for the Radio Squares game. Remember, a week from tomorrow, somebody's going to win $300 in the morning as we play our survival round for Radio Squares. But we still have the chance to get 10 more contestants to receive the invitation only contest. And our grid work is right there. The sponsors have all been jumbled and scrambled up again. And start listening on Monday morning, and we'll start calling out your Radio Squares for game 4 like that. And game 3 is closed, by the way. And one last thing about the Valley Breeze. I want to thank our friends over at Navigant and over at the Valley Breeze. If you go to page 5 in the North Smithfield Blackstone and Woonsocket edition, look at that. I was so excited to see the ON Radio's Best of the Blackstone Valley 2024 winner emblem in the ad for Navigant Credit Union.
It's the gold medal.
And they say, our success is your success. They won Best Credit Union, Best Place to Work, and Best Customer Service. And thank you for putting a great ad in a great newspaper, Navigant Credit Union. Okay.
Thanks, Dave. All right. So, Rich, Post 85. Tell us what's going on over there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got quite a bit this morning. Believe it or not, things are starting to ramp up with spring right around the corner. But let's take a look at
spring's technically here.
Well,
the weather's right around the corner.
Okay, the weather's right around the corner.
True.
Winter's doing a curtain call.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. We have a week from today, which is, I am very, very, just very honored to be able to do this. And Dave, thanks very much. Vietnam veterans down at American Legion Post 85, March the 29th is Vietnam Veterans Day, and Dave here has acquiesced to doing a live radio broadcast down at American Legion Post 85 on the 29th. We're going to get a bunch of Vietnam veterans together and basically just have a roundtable discussion with the gentlemen there. Where I am asking people to get down the American Legion Post 85 right around 11:30 or so, as we're going to do the broadcast from 12 to 1. And it's just not only Vietnam veterans are invited, but anybody that wants to attend to sit down and listen to these guys tell their stories. I think it's going to be something really enlightening. And like I say, we're extremely proud to do that. So once again, Vietnam Veterans Day, March 29th. Come on down for a live radio broadcast from 12 to 1. Get there around 11:30, and we'll make you feel welcome and comfortable. Now, in April, of course, we start ramping up our Purple Up campaign with the auxiliary down there. And for those of you out there in Radioland that don't know what Purple Up is all about, Purple Up is something that's been going on in the United States since 1986. And what it does is all your auxiliaries in the United States, your American Legion auxiliaries, they raise money specifically to stay in that state to help military children programs. So active duty military personnel's kids can go to all these summer camps and just all sorts of events during the summertime. And every dime that's raised from these American Legion auxiliaries stays in the state, and every dime goes to military kids. So the upcoming events for Purple Up with our auxiliary is the first one is April 5th, which is a Friday, and that's going to be a kickoff ham dinner down at American Legion Post 85 on April 5th. That's at 5 p.m., and it's $10 a plate. And like I said, we pay for the food, and then anything over and above that, goes
$10
to...
a plate is a good price.
Yeah. We give you plenty to eat,
Yeah.
especially if I'm serving. But, that's the kickoff dinner is on April 5th. And if you got a calendar in front of you just want to mark these dates down, because I'll be coming in on Fridays and repeating all this. On April the 13th, which is a Saturday, we're going to be down at Foolproof Brewery for an event from 3 to 7 p.m., and they're out in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, so Foolproof is always welcome, the Purple Up people down there. So we're going to be down there raising some money for the kids. And April 15th, Cellos, who's here in Woonsocket, has always invited us to go in. In fact, Melissa came down a couple of times down there with us, and that's all day. And what they do is, I think it's either 10 or 15% of the take from the meals that we get there, goes back to Purple Up. So we always thank Cellos for that. On April 20th, which is a Saturday, they're going to do a comedy night dinner at the Post. I'm not sure what the menu is, but it's $20 a ticket. That's the show and food. How do you beat that for $20? Comedy show and meal. So that's, like I said, on April the 20th. And then on April 27th, Purple Up has their closeout dinner, a spaghetti dinner. And I know that a couple of weeks ago we showed that Boston Bruins autograph jersey.
Yes.
Yep. And that is going to be drawn that night on April the 27th. And as far as that jersey, it's actually been a traveling jersey. It's gone around to like Fast Eddie's, the Polish Club, Circle Loria had it down there. That restaurant, if I'm saying it right, 6 to 1. Mm-hmm. That restaurant had it hanging there. And it's something that we didn't do in the past with an autographed jersey, but from the totals I've gotten, we've raised almost $1,000 already just with the traveling jersey. Wow. So it hasn't hung up at the American Legion Post yet. That's going to be April 1st. We're going to hang it at the American Legion Post. If you want to purchase tickets and see the jersey, it's the Boston Bruins home jersey. It's the white jersey. It's a centennial, and in the middle of the spoke B, all the players have signed it. So it's a heck of a nice item. Come on down to the American Legion Post 85 on April 1st if you want to see that. Tickets for that are 3 for $5 and 10 for $10. Now, as far as other things going on, I mentioned last week on the Eternal Flame Memorial how we are looking for donations, and we have gotten a few donations so far. I literally sent out 65 letters the other day on Wednesday, and it went to a lot of local establishments around here. So when they go to their mailbox today, I got a funny feeling a lot of them are going to be getting letters. Mm-hmm. But just to mention that the thing that's happening up at the American Legion Post, we have a live natural gas feed going to that Eternal Flame. And long story short, because of the cost of utilities, it's kind of looking like we're not going to be able to afford to keep that thing going unless we got some financial help, which is a very, very sad thing to say. And the letters I sent out were asking for like a joint small business to everybody give a few bucks every month. But let me say this. If there is a major corporation out there that would like to sponsor the Eternal Flame Memorial, that would be a beautiful tax write-off for you. And we will put a nice big plaque at the entrance of the Eternal Flame Memorial, and we will say, this site is sponsored by, so everybody that comes up there to see it can say, oh, that corporation did that. Isn't that nice of them? Mm-hmm. Right? So, not that we don't appreciate the small donations, believe me, that keeps us going. But, if we can get a major corporate sponsor, that would be unbelievable for that. Another thing that's going on this coming Sunday, the United Veterans Council here in Woonsocket is doing their annual awards dinner down at St. Joe's Vets, and we have two recipients from our American Legion post. Joe Gennaro is going to get Veteran of the Year award, and Nikki Lafort, who I mention a lot on the radio. So Nikki, out there, if you're listening, you do a fantastic job with the auxiliary. Nikki is going to receive the Patriot of the Year award. So, like I said, I'm very proud of American Legion Post 85. We have people that are doing fantastic things, not only for veterans, but for the entire community. And in closing out, as always, I'd like to mention the courtesy vehicle. The courtesy vehicle we have down American Legion Post 85 was donated to us by Imperial Chevrolet, Kevin Meehan up there in Mendon, Massachusetts. And what we do with our vehicle is that if you are a veteran out there and you need transportation to a medical appointment, we will pick you up at your home. We will take you to your medical appointment, and we will wait for you there, and we will bring you home. And this service is free of charge. So veterans out there, if you do need a ride to a medical appointment, feel free to give us a call at the American Legion Post, 401-766-7585. Give the person that answers the phone your name and your telephone number. I'm the duty officer for the vehicle. I'll be more than happy to give you a call, and we'll set up your appointment for your transportation. And you know what? I think that's about all I have.
All right, Rich, very good. This portion of the Coffee In has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
The Easter flowers are blooming at Park Square Florist. Stop in today to pick up an arrangement of lilies, hydrangeas, daffodils, azaleas, and more. Park Square Florist specialty is creating unique and creative arrangements for any occasion, just like Easter. Be sure to browse their shop full of unique gifts. Easter will be here soon, so get that beautiful Easter arrangement from Park Square Florist, 1300 Park Avenue, Woonsocket, next to the Honey Shop. Visit parksquarefloristinc.com.
What does it mean that our customers are our owners? It means that we don't have shareholders like a bank. We have owners like you. And though we don't have traditional shareholders, we do share. We share values, expectations, and yes, profits in the form of better rates, lower fees, and dividends. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigate Credit Union.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Coffee In on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Rich Lane. Dave Richards is here as well.
I'm right over here.
So up in Massachusetts, they're at Mass General Hospital. They're all agog. They're all jumping up and down. They have successfully transplanted a genetically modified pig kidney into a human being.
Oh boy.
And everything's going along just swimmingly so far.
Okay.
The recipient is a 62-year-old man. The kidney was altered genetically to make it more compatible with the human body. Good. It's hoped the scientific advancement will help relieve the shortage of organs available for transplant in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's very cool. But I hear the guy don't like bacon now.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. Sorry about that.
Good joke,
Rich,
Rich.
Rich, that was really important.
Oh, that was really informative, wasn't it?
Now,
But you know, there's a
don't be
big
such
problem.
a swine.
You know, there's a big problem now.
What's
I mean,
that?
transplants are becoming so commonplace that they just don't have the
organs,
organs. Right. So,
Yeah.
because people aren't just standing up and saying, "Take my kidney," and there's good reasons for it. I mean, you know, I think maybe for a family member, but I don't think I'm enthusiastic about doing it for a stranger while I'm still working and doing everything else.
I
It's
still need it.
yeah, you figure in it that way. So anyway, if you can have these generated by other animals and they are just as good and they
still work.
extend the life of a human, it seems like you've touched all the bases. It's still creepy to
It's
think
still
about.
creepy.
It is.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like you've touched all the bases ethically, haven't you?
Now, do you remember back in the 80s where it was the baboon heart that was
Yes,
the big
I
thing?
do.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, my nephews, right, well, one of them passed away after 8 weeks, but one of my nephews they were twins, and one of them had half a heart. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to do the implant of the baboon heart. So they get him into surgery, and the tubes that they had for him, because he was so small, weren't small enough.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? The tubes were too large to be able to do the transplant. But it was you're talking like that long ago. Baboon heart.
Yep.
Something else.
Well, if it works, great.
Yeah.
I hope it keeps working for this man up in Massachusetts as well. All right, the CDC has come out with a report and says life expectancy in the United States has gone up for the first time in a couple of years. Now, they don't break it down between men and women, so they just average it out.
We just had a pandemic that killed thousands.
I know. In 2022, life expectancy from birth for men and women, on average, 77 and a half.
Okay.
All right.
And that lasts half a year, boy, I'll tell you, that'd be a real party.
It was 76, wasn't it?
Well, they say it hasn't reached pre-pandemic levels, so maybe it was 78 before pandemic
okay.
hit.
So, Dave, you and I are on our way out, man. It's coming around. Watch it.
I'm going to 94, Rich.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Follow me. I'm going to 94.
Yeah, okay.
Is 77 on the horizon there, Rich?
It's not too far away. Let's put it that way.
Hit 94 and then survey the situation to see if you want to re-up.
Dave, let's go to Vegas. Come on. We'll grab a jet right after the show.
Well, I'm a little busy today.
He's going without you, Rich.
Yeah, I'm going next month.
Okay.
We have a convention that occurs out there, and we're going to go out.
Do you remember this woman? I do not. A New York woman known as the hot dog hooker.
I'm sorry I have not made her
I
acquaintance.
No, not personally.
Maybe
Dave.
I'm not sorry I have
Well,
not made her acquaintance.
She was arrested again. Now, she first made headlines. You got to go back to 2012. And what she
Do we
was
have
doing,
to?
well, that's when she was first arrested. That's when she made headlines. Catherine Scalia, she used a hot dog truck as a front for her prostitution business. And that's how she got the name the hot dog hooker. She was using a hot
So
dog.
now
as a
she
front.
got her customers, I suppose,
Yes.
right?
Well, she's been hit with stalking charges, accused of repeatedly harassing a man at his East Rockaway office and his home, exposing herself and shouting anti-Semitic remarks as well. She's now 57. She made news in 2016 for posting a yard sign offering lap dances on a swing. Anything to make money, I guess. I don't know. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So.
Well, that story's going
Nobody
nowhere.
knows quite what to
Google.
say because we're not sure.
That story's going nowhere, and
can
neither
say
is
it.
the lady.
No, because she's back in prison now.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting ready for the eclipse coming up.
Eh.
Well, a lot of people are.
Well, I was excited about it till I saw the path. I mean, Rhode
Yeah.
Island's not going to be in the AAA
We're right.
portion of the totality.
I know all the ski resorts up north. They're all Hey, come up to where we are.
It's going right over Sugarloaf.
to see it. So hey,
Yeah.
but just mentioning the fast food chain Sonic is offering a new treat in celebration of the solar
Oh,
eclipse.
come on, really?
The company's planning to introduce their blackout slush float on Monday. They describe the drink as a black-colored slush that mixes dragon fruit and cotton candy flavors.
Boy, can they
That's
describe a beverage, huh?
Disgusting.
I don't know what dragon fruit is.
Black-colored slush.
What's
Yeah, that's like
what's dragon fruit?
that's like spit roasted chicken. It doesn't really do much for you.
It comes with more. It's topped with whipped cream and sprinkles.
Yeah.
It
I
comes
can
with
imagine you after drinking it and you don't realize that like your teeth and your like tongue and mouth are all
Right.
are all like black or purple
Or
or
imagine
whatever.
if you drink it during the blackout and you spill it on yourself because you couldn't see the edge of the cup.
well, you also
don't
get
look directly at the sun.
but you also get a free pair of Eclipse glasses.
Yes.
Oh,
Those are
there you go.
important.
That's cool. Don't
If
look
you're gonna look
directly into the cup.
Into the slush.
Yeah.
That would not be
Put
good.
these glasses on before you look at this eclipsed slushy drink. Sounds, it sounds like Blackstone Street after a snowstorm. I mean, really.
Yeah, but don't drink that.
Yeah.
All right, an Alabama woman who faked her own kidnapping will avoid jail time. Well, I'm surprised at this. Carly Russell pleaded guilty yesterday, Wednesday, to filing a false report and falsely reporting an incident to law enforcement. The charges stem from last July when she told Hoover, Alabama police she was kidnapped after stopping to check on a toddler on the side of the highway.
Oh, I remember this.
You do? I don't remember this
Yeah.
story. For more
I
than
do.
2 days,
I do.
hundreds of people searched for Russell. She eventually showed back up and admitted she made up the entire story about being kidnapped.
Only kidding.
She was given a 6-month suspended sentence in order to pay $18,000 in restitution.
That's right.
Did she say why she faked
I
her
was
kidnapping?
going to ask. I can't remember why.
Feeling
what the
a
reason
little lonely
was.
that day.
Did it have something to do with like she didn't
It
want to
do- I
go to
don't have it
work
here.
or something? It was some like it's just
That sounds
strange.
now that sounds familiar. I didn't want to go to work, so and
I faked my own
so
kidnapping.
was she out of PTO and just out of vacation time? And still wanted to get paid. So I wonder where she went for 2 days. 'Cause you can't go
get
home.
paid if you're kidnapped from work.
That's in the handbook, isn't it, Dave? Look under K for kidnapping.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't my fault I couldn't get to work, you know. So, well, that's gonna come out of your vacation time.
I thought you were going to say someone make a law about
All right.
that.
No.
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 All right,
get
boys
any
and
crazy
girls, we beat
ideas.
this dead horse.
Yeah, okay, we got enough laws. Let's see. A new study predicts global fertility rates will decline in the decades ahead.
Exactly.
What makes you say that, Dave?
Well, they've been doing it since the 70s when they said the population explosion, there was going to be too many people in the world and we couldn't feed ourselves anymore. So
Okay.
they embarked on these programs. The Chinese were first among us to embark on these programs to restrict having kids. Then they improved methods of abortion and other contraceptive and the rest of that stuff to the point now where all you need to do now is to wreck the economy and it'll be too expensive to have kids and the population will decline. It's part of an evil plan that's been going on for 50 years.
But this is fertility rates, Dave.
No. For that's not accurate. Fertility rate has nothing to do with it. It's deciding to have children and raise them. Fertility rates is just it's a bad
Did
choice
you
of
see
terms.
the thing a couple of days ago in the news where there was a young lady? She had to be she was definitely in her teens. She was suing her parents for birthing her.
Yeah.
She said she had no
'Cause she had no
choice
choice in
in
the matter.
coming into this world and was serious.
Yeah.
She was suing her parents
I
for birthing her.
think it got thrown out of court.
I
You
would
didn't get an
imagine.
A plus in school for that for civics.
I have no
Yeah.
clue. It's just
Really odd.
ridiculous.
But don't you think that
Ridiculous.
the declining fertility rates might be because we have so many chemicals that in everything that we eat and drink?
No.
They just say,
I feel
according
like
to the
that could-
study, the author of the study said there are many reasons for the decline.
Okay, well,
Better access to contraception and reproductive health care, more
there you go.
opportunities for employment and education for women.
Right.
They do say the average number of births in her lifetime for women was 5 in 1950. It's now 2 as of 2021,
And about
they
three
think it's
overall.
going to go
More
below that. It will go below 2 by the end of this
yeah,
century.
so 5's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I take a
That's a lot of trauma for your body.
I take a look at my own past in my family. I mean, my dad, one of 9. You know, I can
oldest of
I can
6.
think a lot of my aunts one aunt had 7 boys. You know, and all of my aunts and uncles, you have 5 or 6 kids. You know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't see that now. You know?
Oh, no.
My
Just
grandmother
don't
was one
yeah.
of 11, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, who can
Yeah.
afford it though?
Oh yeah, God,
Right.
God, you got that
Who
right.
can afford it?
You know, I did, and it's funny you say who can afford anything today. I mean, I went into a Stop and Shop the other day with my granddaughter. She wanted a couple of things to make Rice Krispie treats with.
Right, sure.
I see.
Marshmallows.
It was $27 later.
Yeah.
I said,
You could have bought Rice
could've bought
Krispie
the-
treats at the pastry
yeah,
department.
I should have went over to the pastry aisle and just grabbed those. Oh my God.
So what do you? What were you buying? Were you making them from scratch? So you got
Yeah,
the sugar and the flour and the,
Well, no, just a couple.
and
Of
Rice
She wanted to
Krispies.
make like the chocolate ones.
You don't need
with
sugar
the-
and flour. You need marshmallow
Marshmallow
fluff.
fluff. Yeah.
I've never made
Marshmallow
them, so
fluff.
that's
Oh,
all
no?
you need.
Marshmallow fluff's where you get the sticky.
Yeah.
The binder and
Consistency,
the
yeah.
sugar come from marshmallow fluff.
There you
All right.
go. There you go. They're delicious.
In the
Yeah.
mud, they're delicious.
I had a
I'm
co-
not a big
my
marshmallow
my
guy.
granddaughter, of course, I told her if I'm bringing you to Stop and Shop, you're feeding me too once they're done. And she did. She did. There were half a pan that came over to the house, and I must say, about 10 minutes later, with a nice hot cup of coffee, that was pretty much gone.
Pan going too.
There you go.
All right, that'll do it for the show for today. So thank you very much for listening today and anytime this week that
You're
you tuned into
entirely
Coffee
welcome,
In.
Joe.
Very nice of you to do that. Richard Lane, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you, and I want to remind everybody, please come down a week from today down the American Legion Post 85 for our Vietnam Veterans Radio Show. Get there around 11:30. We're going to do a live broadcast with Vietnam vets from 12 to 1.
Thanks, Rich. Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right, Dave Richards, thanks for sticking around.
Well, it's really fun being with all of you folks here, and I want everybody to remember that we do have a flood watch in effect over the weekend. Just not to alarm you, but to advise you to keep an eye out to be sure that your property damage may be limited if something breaches somewhere.
Gotcha. This is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a terrific weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Stay tuned for Do You Remember? Gary Smith and the crew will be here at 9:30
Part of the crew's here already.
on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio.
Massachusetts General Hospital doctors are celebrating the world's first transplant of a genetically modified pig kidney in a human last Saturday. The recipient is a 62-year-old man from Weymouth. He's still alive. The kidney was altered genetically to make it more compatible with the human body. It's hoped that the scientific advancement will help relieve some of the shortages of organs available for transplant in the future. A woman, police said, was involved in the 2019 shooting that almost killed Boston Red Sox legend David Big Papi Ortiz, has been arrested down in the Dominican